What's going on, Immortals and Shadows? Bishybosh here with another Necromancer build guide, and today's the first build guide of many coming out in the next few weeks that are all geared towards Inferno and the new 8 slots that you have for gear. Alright, so today's build is for Shadow War. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so let's jump straight in with the oranges. Alright, so for the head, we're going to be using Visitant Sign, right, to increase Golem's duration. Now, if you are on the lower end of the resonance, like I'm 2400 pretty much, but if you're even lower than that, maybe you're still using a Freedom and Devotion gem. If you're using a Freedom and Devotion gem rank 10, then I'd suggest you use the helmet Mirror Rictus, which will give you the skeletal archer mages instead of this one. But if you're not using a rank 10 Freedom and Devotion, use the Visitant Sign. Okay, so it increases that golem duration, so we have almost 100% uptime. Now for the chest piece, we're going to be using Cloak of Quills, which is going to turn our bone armor into like a damage over time debuff that goes around our minions. For the shoulders, we're going to use Synod's Anointing, which is going to give us 2 extra skeletal mages. Just helps out with initial burst damage and stuff like that. For the pants, we're going to be using Graven Bulwark, which is going to extend the duration of the bone armor, which is going to just extend the duration of damage that we're going to be putting out. Now, for the weapon, we're going to be using Pleasant Venom to give us the Poison Golem. For the offhand, we're going to be using Twin Vestige to give us the Empowered Skeletal Mages. Now for the second weapon slot, we're going to be using Pierce Hammer to increase the damage of our skeletons. And second offhand slot, we're going to be using Beacon of the Lead to increase our golem's damage. Okay, so ideally we would be running with the curses. Ideally we want like 6 pieces of Vexed and maybe running either 2 pieces of Invocation with this one here, the gain a temporary boost to your damage. Okay, but if you don't have the Invocation gear, then either 6 pieces Vexed and 2 pieces just not active, so you don't incur the debuffs, or 6 pieces Vexed, maybe 2 pieces Lashed, depending how you want to run that. Now, I'm not optimized for this build, simply because we just don't get enough curse stones. So don't really stress too much, but I mean, if you're someone that really loves the Shadow War and that's something you really want to try and focus your efforts on, then I would be making sure that you have a 6 pieces Vexed. Okay? Alright, so now let's talk about the greens. Again, I am not optimized here because I just simply haven't had enough time to farm up what I want, guys. So you want 6 pieces Shepherd set. There's no other question about that. For this build for Shadow War, that is your best in slot. Okay, so now let's take a look at the paragon route that I've chosen to take for this build. Okay. Okay, so I'm using the Gladiator tree. Alright, this will give us a death proc on the immortal statue, which is really quite helpful, allows us to really plant our feet a little bit more and just really lay that damage in. Okay, so let's just have a bit of a rundown of what I've done in putting my distribution of my paragon points. Okay, so I've focused on damage, life, and armor penetration. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so we've gone here, just gave them the damage, life, and armor pen from Vanquisher and Survivor. I've chosen to go the top route here. Usually most people will go the middle route because it's 10 less armor, but we kind of want that extra armor, so I didn't mind. We're going to go the top route here, grab the armor, the life, and then down to the damage. Treasure Hunter, go straight across, get the armor penetration, then come down and get the life. For Gladiator, we want the top 2 lines as always. but I'm also going to take this extra armor down here and the extra timer cooldown, just in case if we're fighting a bigger Shadow War, and if we need that extra death proc, just in case. I don't know. We don't really have that many big Shadow Wars like that. It's just a cautionary, and it's only one extra point because I was going to grab the armor anyway. So now soldier, we're just going to come down here, grab this first line, and then grab the armor pen down here. Sorry. Mastermind, we're going to come down the left here, grab the armor pen, damage life. Massacre, again, armor pen, damage, down to the life. Brawler, again, armor pen, damage, and life. Duelist, same. Now, Apothecary, we're going to go the bottom route here and grab the life down here. I also have Weaver unlocked. Now, if you don't have Weaver unlocked, many of you might not, then just spend these points grabbing more armor from other places. Okay, but in here, so I've got the life, the damage, and I'm in the process of filling out the armor penetration node there. So obviously I still need another 15 points there. Okay, so let's talk about where you should go as a low-res necro for Shadow War, such as myself. I would consider 2,300 low, especially with the new gear slots, the 2 new gem slots. 2,390 is pretty low. So if you're around my sort of resonance and that sort of thing, you're not really going to be having too much of an impact in the main battle. So the reason for having this build is it's specifically geared so that you're in support 1 or support 2, because that way then the immortal shadow is AI and it's not going to be running all over the place. So this build is geared at just laying down a whole bunch of single target heat onto that one immortal statue that's not going to really move around too much. That's the point of this build, and it excels really quite well at doing that. Okay, so as you enter the fight, right, you want to be having your stance in the agility stance. Okay, so when you enter the fight, you can click on the command stance, right? It says, upon activation, you and your summon's attack speeds are increased by 20% for 3 seconds. After the initial duration ends, the increase is reduced to 10%. So ideally, as you enter the Shadow War, you want to throw all your minions down, put the Cloak of Quills on all your minions, and then you want to change stance into the command stance to give your minions that extra bit of a boost. All right. So that's the build, guys. I'll try and include some footage at the end of tonight's Shadow War. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any footage that's really worth showing you guys, to be honest. The servers have been extremely laggy since the patch. Shadow War's already laggy as it is, and then you go to throw in all this crazy lag spikes we've been getting. The footage just may not be viewable, but I really wanted to get this build out for you guys. So yeah, the video is made, and again, if I can get some decent footage from tonight's Shadow War, I'll tack that onto the end of the video, so you can have a look at that then. As always as well with Shadow War, guys, make sure you charge your ultimate up before you go into the Shadow War. Make sure that once you've got your ultimate charged, you don't go going into an Elder Rift, you don't go doing a contract. There's many little things like that which will kind of steal your ultimate away from you, like Path of Blood, things like that. So make sure that you charge your ultimate up, and then you don't really mess around doing anything else. You go into the Shadow War and, go get your blessings and that sort of thing. It's fine, but go into your Shadow War ready to go with your ultimate, good to go. So hopefully that helps a few of you out. As always, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of crap. And yeah, peace out, y'all. What's going on, Immortals and Shadows? Here we go. We've got our Shadow War here. We've got pretty much a rollover. This isn't even a fight. So what I just wanted to walk you through the rotation. So what I want to do as soon as we go in, locate the Immortal statue, okay? And then if he's pretty close, we want to pop off our ultimate immediately because it's going to be a very quick battle. We want to spawn our golem. Then we want to cast both our mages, throw our skeletons at the Immortal statue, throw the golem at the Immortal statue, throw bone armor on all of our minions. At the same time, we're holding down primary the whole time because we've already hit our ultimate. So we're just, every time in between our spawning of our minions and that, we're spamming our ultimate. So let's go. Of course, we've got to watch this intro first. Very quick, and again, like the lag, I don't really know how this is going to look, so let's just do what we can. I really wish they would make this stupid animation a little shorter. It's a cool animation, but when you watch it so many times, you get over it real quick. Okay, so there's the Immortal. It's pretty close. We're going to spam our ultimate straight away. Alright. But we stuffed up and accidentally went our bone armor a little too soon. That's my bad, guys. There we go. So we got our ultimate. We can take a bit of damage. We've got Gladiator on, so we do have the death proc. So we just stand and plant. There we go. Nice and quick, easy victory. And now we'll have a quick look at our damage. So, clan, Shadow War, brackets. This is how you check your damage in Shadow War if you didn't know. Okay, so this is the war we just had. Have a look. Right, details. Now we're in support battle 2. Now let's have a look what sort of damage we got. There we go, we got 14.3 damage. Not bad. Peace.